The warm-up is done. Ha, ha, yeah, ha, ha, yeah, ha. DJs, it ain't no token female on the end of this mic. I get the same amount of respect at the end of the night. From the dap to the rappers and people saying things like everything about your flow. Flow to some type.
Queendom is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I wanted to do something that represented women in hip hop and represented all the elements. When the opportunity came to me here at La Pena, I couldn't pass it up.
Hi, I'm Gina, aka Raji, and I'm holding it down over here for Queendom.
The last for the best. Get up, stand up, huh? Let me see you do like this, huh? Let me see you do like this.
Hip-hop is really alive when it comes to the women's scene and the messages that we're bringing. I think we're really taking it back to where it started.
Every woman that I saw in the hip-hop community was very strong and very powerful, and I got really inspired by that. And it was also kind of inspiring for me to be like one of the very few women poppers that I saw, you know, in the community. And when I saw that there were so few of them, I just wanted to go even harder. I was like, oh yeah, let's just bring it on, let's just do it, you know? It was wonderful to be a part of that and to show other women that they could do it too. When I would be performing and I wouldn't even know that I would have this influence on women, but they would come up to me and say, thank you so much for doing what you do. If you didn't do it, I wouldn't be out here, da da da. And it's amazing, you have no idea how much you can impact people.
Most girls haven't been dancing like most guys have been everywhere. Other girls, they get inspired to go out and dance with them and try to do their best to get to the highest point.
The one thing that I think that is really amazing is that there's a lot of sexualization that goes on in the game, and women have been able to rise above that. I know for myself as an MC, I've had to definitely endure a lot of kind of behavior that I've just had to, you know, like water off a duck's back. And to be able to rise above that is pretty tremendous.
I think women are portrayed in hip hop sexy. You could represent yourself as sexy in different ways. You can be powerful and sexy. You can be sexy with half your clothes on, which, you know, that's not the kind of message we want to send to our youth and young girls. I feel like we are, you know, showing them how to represent themselves with respect and looking good, but being powerful and strong and artistic and creative.
You know, I hear a lot of times people say, you know, there's no women in hip hop, and I'm like, really? Because I'm surrounded by female MCs and all sorts of women that find a place in hip hop. Definitely in the underground scene, especially in the Bay Area. I'm from East Oakland, and I see that a lot. But all around California, and you know, from Oakland to Brooklyn, there's female MCs. They might not be making as much money as your average, like, #1 single that's on the radio, but there's definitely a place for us.
Ha, ha, hands up, y'all. Ha, ha, hands up, y'all. Hands up, y'all. Hands up, y'all. How you feeling, Berkeley? Ha, ooh, mommy. Ha, ha, ooh, mommy. Yeah, get 'em up, keep 'em up. Ha, ha. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Queendom is very important in these days and times because it gives young women and just all women of all ages an outlet to express themselves.
It's important that we do keep throwing events like this so that the younger generation will be able to see and keep it going.
I think it's really cool that they decided to make a group with all girls and a performance. It was so cool, and I loved it.
I think that anytime that there's a platform for women to get down and do their thing and to have just to come with a sort of lens that hasn't been expressed before is incredibly crucial to the game.
Being role models to young women. If we're all out there, you know, with half our clothes on, you know, singing and, you know, shaking our booties, that's cool, but I rather, you know, I'm a mother myself, and I rather raise my children, my boys, respecting women who are powerful and sexy up here.
And I always say, like, whether you rap or sing or spit or freedom fight or whatever you do, like, there's hella women that do their thing in hip hop.
Watch me now, feel the groove, and there's something gonna make you move.
I feel like it's a blessing and an honor to be invited to Queendom because I get to be in a space where I'm around like-minded women that like to express themselves and just share positive energy.
When I'm alongside other DJs who go to the same depths as I do to blend certain melodies and whatnot, or certain like old school samples, it just makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. So, you know, being in alignment with all of these women is incredible.
It was one of my favorite events to be a part of. Just a lot of love, a lot of people voicing their opinions about my art, and feel blessed and honored that I got to be a part of the visual illustration for this event.
Don't sweat the technique. Don't sweat the technique.
The styles of popping are really, really changing and morphing and transitioning as most dance styles do, but it's just wonderful to see the evolution. And for women, I think we're just going to keep striving, you know, and I see so many women that are really just coming forward, putting themselves out there. And again, it's just very inspiring to me because that's what I was doing in the beginning, and it's re-inspiring me again to do it more and more and more and to be that for other people.
I think they're gonna take over. Women are powerful if you just like try. If you don't try hard enough, then it'll be hard for you to make it, so try your best. I hope to get better and learn more steps in dancing and build up my name and have everyone know me as B-Girl Miss Prissy.
Tonight there was a young group of B-girls that were dancing with older B-girls, and it was just giving me a light into the future. Like, you know, there's still hope. There's still people out there that are into the real, true hip-hop. And I think that there's a lot of talented women out there that are coming up and working on their skills. So I think there's always going to be that balance of good and bad images of women in hip-hop. But I feel like there's a strong amount of women doing their thing. So it looks good to me.
It's just about bringing a fresh perspective and really evolving. You know, it's a tradition that we carry, it's a culture. It should always be changing and keeping up with the times. Hip-hop needs to keep revolving and evolving. So I think women can bring that with, you know, our life-giving powers and, you know, our insight into life and the world.
Female artists, like, you have to make sure that anybody could receive it because you want the world to hear your voice, you know? Like, women are already, our voices are already shut down so much, so why not make it something that the world can hear?
When you say you love me, it doesn't matter. It goes into my head as just chit chatter. You may think it's egotistical or just very free, but what you say, I take none of it seriously. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you so. I'd let you pretend to read me, and then you'd know. Cause I hate when one attempts to analyze